Let's bring in NewsNation senior national security contributor, retired Lieutenant General Richard Newton. General Newton, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Nick. Always good to be with you. Very busy Monday morning.
It is a busy Monday morning. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin just ordered 2 USS carriers and a guided missile submarine to the Central Command region. What does that move spell out as Israelis wait for an attack by Iran and its proxies?
Well, very broadly speaking, it's a very fluid situation, not only from the U.S. positioning of significant military capabilities, but certainly inside of Israel, but also Iran, trying to determine what its potential next steps would be. As Kelsey reported, the USS Georgia is en route. It's a guided missile submarine, very capable. It's a public display of U.S. military capability to perhaps try to dissuade Iran from attacking. Secretary Austin has expedited the deployment of the USS Abraham Lincoln. It's not just the aircraft carrier, as Kelsey reported, but it's an entire strike group of warships to either replace or join in with the USS Teddy Roosevelt that's already in the Gulf of Oman. We also have deployment in place of U.S. Air Force stealth F-22 squadron. So there's significant firepower, not necessarily just to deter Iran, perhaps, and to bolster Israelis' defenses. But remember, Nick, you and I've talked about this. We have 40,000 men and women in the United States Armed Forces deployed in the Mideast, as well as our U.S. diplomatic posts. So this is a lot coming as we anticipate potentially the start of ceasefire talks on Thursday. That's why all eyes are on Iran for the next perhaps several hours, but next couple of days.
Gentlemen, talk about those ceasefire talks. How would an attack impact the Gaza hostage and ceasefire negotiations?
Well, it'd be a significant impact, obviously, because reportedly that they're supposed to start this Thursday. But in the event that attack would be incurred from Iran and or Hezbollah, they would obviously halt any type of efforts to get those talks back on track. My position, my advice to Prime Minister Netanyahu would be to continue to be ready for an attack from Iran and or Hezbollah. All the while, he needs to make sure his Israel's defended. But I don't see this being a long-term ceasefire if there are talks and if there is a negotiated ceasefire here. I believe it would be mainly for a pause, hopefully to get those hostages back. But Prime Minister Netanyahu is still focused, Nick, on destroying Hamas and making sure that Hamas never again is able to do that diabolical October 7th attack.
And what does that mean for diplomacy right here in the United States, though?
Well, the United States is the key in terms of trying to broker the negotiated ceasefire at this point. As mentioned, Egypt, other nations have been involved as well in the region. And so all eyes are on certainly Iran. Again, as I mentioned at the top of our conversation, it's a very fluid situation. I believe there is why we've seen a delay here is perhaps there could be some disagreement in terms of next steps between the new Iranian president and the Republican Guard, the military inside of Iran. But what I would, from my best military perspective, if Iran decides to attack, it would come in perhaps 2 waves. One would be similar to, but maybe not up as robust as that 13 April missile attack when there were over 1,300 missiles, or disregard 300 missiles and drones from Iran. But also, I would expect with Hezbollah having a significant arsenal of missiles and drones and so forth to also attack and perhaps what would be a second or a wave in concert with that. So that's what I anticipate right now. And again, we hope that doesn't happen, but hope's not a strategy. Got to be prepared.
You got to be prepared. General Newton, thank you so much, sir.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.